So we closed up shop 3.5 months ago and stopped having our services on Sunday mornings. It was a shock to the system. I, who would have ever thought that would happen? And yet it did. And so we adjusted into the new way of doing things and started looking forward again to that day when we would come and be together again and to worship God in the ways that we had been accustomed to. And so last week was our first Sunday meeting in person again, and I was so excited about that that day and had looked forward to it for so long, and we put a lot of effort into it and got there, and it was great to see people. But I know I went home last week, and it didn't feel very good. It wasn't the same. Uh, it, at a minimum, it left me wanting so much more, and I struggled with it all week. During the week, though, I had this great lesson, and it came in the form of my plumbing going bad at my house and losing my good Wi-Fi, and we haven't been able to watch television in the way we were accustomed to, and my garage flooded, and my list of stuff that's just like your list of stuff happened, and it seemed like it all got poured on last week. And I had this moment where I caught myself doing something that I had spent almost my entire ministry life challenging young people to get over. And that was you cannot control your circumstances. You can work really hard at it and you can try your best, but you can't, and things get thrown your way. And so we've made a big deal through the years about don't whine. Just stop your whining and deal with whatever is in front of you. And I found myself forgetting that lesson. And it was embarrassing to me. I mean, nobody knew that. It was totally embarrassing to me. And so somewhere along Friday night, it's almost like I got back to normal and realized that life is just about putting one foot in front of the other again and again, and making the best of what you have and trusting God that He will fill in whatever is lacking, and He will always be there. So I got up this past Sunday, yesterday morning, and I was ready to go again, and walked in, and you know what? It didn't look a whole lot different than the previous week. We didn't have a lot of people, and we had masks, and we had social distancing, and I could pick out, and all of us could pick out things we didn't like about it. It wasn't the same. But you know what I realized is that I wasn't the same as I was the week before. I felt like I came back to that person that God had made me to be, and that was somebody uh, who knows that God is with me, knows that God is with others. And so we went at it again, and I had a great Sunday. And I just want to encourage all of you, if you are hanging back and waiting and to see what it's going to be like, I'm just going to tell you right now, it isn't like it used to be. And it may not be like it used to be ever, or maybe for a long time. But I promise you, God is like He always used to be. And you can be like you always used to be, walking with God. That's the great thing about being a follower of His. He always promises to be there with us.